science-based, but do I need a senior 4, which is a UCE or USCE, or what are the qualifications do I need for me to join the university here?
By the way, because Busitema, it is aligned, the courses there, it is aligned to the national development goals of this country. So now we have even introduced some courses where you don't even need to go to senior 4. Actually, for 6 months course, like tractor driving, like welding, those ones you don't need even to be having a qualification at the senior 4. So long as you have finished P7, you can come and have those ones. Then we have in RPI certificate in agriculture, general agriculture. That one after senior 4 you can join. Then from there you climb up as you go until now the sky will be the limit. And then others you need to do basically sciences, like now engineering. You have to do mathematics, physics, chemistry. In Bale you have to biology, because you are becoming a doctor or a nurse. Basically you have to do those science courses. Actually, Busitema is science-based university. Are we open to apply right now, or it's closed? No, the application is normally advertised. Normally we begin to apply in May. So the intake starts you apply in May, and the intake starts? Yes. In May? In May, yeah. And we normally advertise using this media, the New Vision, and this other media, New Vision, plus monitor. All right, thank you so much. And we also have our website. People should visit our website, www.busitema.ac.ug, because for us there we are pursuing excellence. And our vision, I cannot end here by not mentioning the vision of Busitema University. Go ahead. Busitema University is a center of academic and professional excellence in science, technology, and innovation. And we are here, even that's why we are here. Even that's why we have even come here with these leaders, to ensure that we have innovation in leadership. Because few universities bring their good leaders here to debate. You can agree with me. How many have brought them here, if not Busitema? So this is what we are doing, innovation. So we only don't train them to do hands-on, but also we expose them to the world. Like now, I believe we are on social media, the Twitter, and people are watching us live. So it is an innovation, and they will not remain the same. So I'm calling people outside there to bring their students, their children to Busitema University. All right, thank you so much there for those who are watching. He mentioned that it's busitema.co.ug. Yes. I think, yeah, so you can go there and see that the courses that you can apply for, and would encourage you if you wanted to pursue sciences. I think Busitema University is definitely a place that you would want to take your students or your children, or even yourself, like you said, they also pursue PhD courses there. But anyway, that is some information that you might want to have known about Busitema University. But let's come back to the studio where we are discussing actually what brought us here. I have 3 gentlemen on my left here, and these are the candidates who came out and said that they want to take the university or the leadership of the university to another level by looking at the issues that are affecting the students. And I think I'll start with my immediate left here. His name is, I think I'll let you introduce your own name so that people need to hear you say it. When I can say it, Joel Nasasira, but they would want to hear it from you, right? Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator, Darren Bartlett.
Thank you.
Yes, and thank you so much for the warm welcome, and at least hosting us on such a beautiful...
You're welcome.
My name is Joel Nasasira, also known as the magical political vaccine, also known as a one original copy, also known as the sound of hope.
This one has a little bit. What course do you do?
I do a bachelor's degree, in water resources.
In water resources. Which campus is this?
It is the Faculty of Engineering main campus.
Busitema. The main campus, Busitema.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you don't give more details. We shall come to those details when we come there.
Thank you so much.
Another Marcel, who has been here, seated right there in the middle. Marcel, you can introduce yourself to our viewers, and you want to know what you do. You may not say the age if you don't mind, but it's okay. Introduce yourself.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, the viewers online, those streaming us live on TV. I want to send you greetings from the entire Busitema fraternity. My name is JOEL Marcel. I am the local man around Busitema University. I welcome you to Busitema University, one university that has risen over the ages in a vision, in a mission, with a pursuit of what we call excellence in the time to come. If you did take through the recent university rankings, you realize Busitema University has shot even the top-notch institutions that we talk about in Uganda today. Look no further than Busitema University. Thank you very much.
Do you have a slogan? Someone called himself Vaccine. Do you have yours?
I am simply the local man.
The local man. Yeah, the local man Marcel there. But anyway, I'll go to my far left, Old Wayne. You can introduce yourself to our viewers.
Thank you, moderator, Mr. Daron.
Thank you.
My name is Conrad Olwayne.
Conrad Olwayne.
I'm a year 2 student of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture. I also hold diploma in animal production and management.
Okay.
And I greetings to everyone who is viewing and listening. All the sophomores, you know yourselves, I send greetings to you and big up. One love.
What is your slogan again?
One for all for one. One
for all for one. Yeah. It's an interesting slogan that you chose there. Anyway, thank you, gentlemen, for coming. It's a pleasure for me to meet our future leaders here. You just never know who's going to be the president of this country one time. It would come from here. People could be impressed with what you're going to tell us tonight. But I'll dive direct into the conversation. Let's get the debate heated now. And I'll start with you. I would love I would love you to interest us in your manifesto, why you think all the 6 campuses should choose you as the lion leading the war on the battlefield.
May I move the mic?
Yes. It's okay.
It's a bit suffocating.
You remove it, and if you feel comfortable that you can speak without the mask so that they can see you. Okay. So you can tell us your manifesto.
Yeah, thank you very much. One of the things that interested me and made me pick interest in the Busitema University politics are the following points. When we sit back and keep crying, it cannot help us, but we have to come in and see how we help fix or improve some of the services that students might not be getting or getting little of it. Let me start from the academic part. In Busitema University, most of these campuses are offered more theory than practicals, and yet this is science-based university. If you go to Namasagali right now, you get a year 3 student, he cannot differentiate for you male fish from female. They cannot breed fish artificially, and yet there are some young boys who can do it. When you cross to Arapai, there's a time when they fail to pick a sample, blood sample from an animal. These are graduates, the people who are going out on job market, and you are going in a farm, then you cannot pick a sample. The people in Palisa, they said they cannot have a place where they can practice ecotourism. But then we cannot stop there. We have to lobby with the administration and see that practicals are intensified. The people should be given more practicals than the theories. When I looked into the campuses, the libraries are not having the necessary resources. Some books are outdated, but then the e-resources are also not helping the students. The internet bandwidth is too low, and in most cases very weak, that even if you want to do research, it can take you 2 days to finish a 2-page report. Sometimes when it is loading, it can load until you log off. You say, I cannot continue with this. Then the same library, most of the computers are not working. then it is not favorable to the common student who might have come from a poor family. They might not afford the laptops, but if these computers are working, someone can go to the library, you do your coursework, you do your research, and it helps us all to achieve or to pursue the excellence well. When I look at the infrastructures of Busitema University, most campuses have less seats. You find that people carry seats from one lecture room to the other. You have to mag a seat from first floor to the third or fourth. The lecture rooms themselves are not enough. In Arapai, there are people who are studying in dining hall. Can you imagine a situation where it is approaching lunchtime and just behind there food is smelling? The lecturer is also there on, and the stomach is demanding. This kind of situation is not conducive for learning. Therefore, the administration, we need to see a way of lobbying that they increase the infrastructure level. Because every year in, the level of intake goes up, but then the infrastructures have remained static. Better planning is needed. When we look into service delivery, actually most of it delay, including identity cards. We are sometimes, for those who do diploma, you find that someone might get an ID when it has expired or 2 months to expiry. For us, we took the photos in first semester, but we have not received the IDs. Therefore, it becomes difficult for a student of Busitema University to identify himself as a student, because it is only identity card that you can carry and move on with easily. When we see into the results also, right now the timetable is up for this semester, end of semester exam, but the previous results are not out. Yet the university policy stipulates that results must be released 2 weeks after reopening. In Busitema, we are seeing 5 months. These are cases that can be corrected by, for example, if we lobby for marking centers. If we have a marking center at Busitema University, when the scripts are collected and put in one place, then the gazette say 2 weeks for marking. Then lecturers can come and mark, then we can beat such deadlines. We also have rampant issues with missing marks and unnecessary retakes, but I'm majorly concerned with the missing marks, because you sit in exam with all the evidence, but when results are pinned, you find that they are saying you have a missing mark. Some modules are not reflected. That means you have to incur the cost of doing the retake. You have not failed, you don't know what happened, but the marks is just missing. Still, this marking center can solve such, because we don't know what happened to the scripts. I also want to see cultural galas coming to Busitema University. I know it's one of the most enjoyable days in the universities, but we are not seeing it in Busitema.
What did you call it?
Cultural gala.
Cultural gala.
Yes.
Okay. You can go ahead.
Then when I also looked into the sick bay, the medical units, most of the campuses are almost closed, or you cannot even get Panadol, despite paying the medical fees. This is suffocating the students.
Okay.
This is something that is supposed to cater for emergency or first aid. That means in Busitema, even if you get a simple headache, you have to rush and get maybe drugs from a clinic, which is not what we want. We need a university where we can feel ease of getting services, and that's what Conrads want to fight for. Then why our University Students Guild has remained looking like a secondary school prefect body is because the leaders who come don't see beyond what is with them. Most of them see membership contribution as the only funds for running the guild. But then a viable guild should have projects that can generate money. And this is what we want to emphasize on. I would like to give a vote of thanks to the current regime that they had started a program to construct apartments that would be rented and generate money to the guild. Running guild canteen alone cannot run the guild activities even for 2 months. Therefore, we need bigger projects that can run. In the Constitution, when we talk of projects, it also permits those students who are innovative, those who can come up with new ideas, that they can get funding from the guild if they have applied through the finance minister and then the guild can help them in case they are financially constrained, so that at the end of the day we can have an exhibition. Then this will sell our university, because when they are ranking the university, one of the aspects they consider level of research. What are the students in this university able to do on their own? This, I think when I become the guild president, we might become number 1 or 2.
In the country?
In the country. And when we come number 1 in the country, it means in the world we might become number 4.
Interesting ambitions.
Very big ambition there.
Orange has some big ambitions there for the Busitema University there. But before maybe I go to another candidate there, I forgot to mention that I'm giving you a maximum of 8 minutes each. So in case one of us spoke, I'll compensate it back. So is there anything that you want to conclude to that?
Yeah, I wanted to conclude.
Please conclude.
Sports.
Sports.
Sports fee is paid, but most of these campuses, if you go now, you will not find even one ball. Currently in Busitema campus, yesterday they told me that they are soliciting money to buy balls for the university.
The students are soliciting to buy
balls,
okay,
so that they can keep on kicking. But the sports fee we are paying, where is the money going? Where is the accountability?
Okay.
How come the university cannot buy sports equipment? We don't see indoor games in most of these campuses. Personally, I'm a chess player. Every campus I reach, I say, who's good in chess, we play. But they are telling me, they say, we have nothing. There's no board for it. We cannot see netball courts for ladies in all these campuses. We cannot see volleyball courts in these campuses.
Your final point, as you summarize what you're summarizing now, your time is far spent.
Okay, but we need improvement in sports, and we get better services as students.
Okay.
My motto is your satisfaction, my mission.
Your satisfaction, my mission.
Yeah.
Your satisfaction, my mission is Conrad's motto as he campaigns to become the guild president of Busitema. I will move to Joel. Joel, you've listened to the man, and I would also want to give you an opportunity to convince Busitema students, Busitema University students, that you can lead them to where you want them to go. Yeah, and you can give us that manifesto right away.
Thank you so much. Without undermining the SOPs and the president of this nation, Uganda, who told us to always keep these masks on. Which is a very important tool that has kept us safe for the last 2 years. Allow me to take it off just for convenient speaking, and also to deliver my message with utmost freedom. Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Thank you so much, my counterpart. And I want to thank you so much for being so bold and being willing to serve the students of Busitema. As I've said before, my name is Joel Nasasira. I am the magnetic, magical, political vaccine, the one original copy, the sound of hope. Before you is a student from the faculty of engineering. Here, at least, we have taken a solid walk, and in this journey, we have actually been moving to dear friends in corridors, making simple meetings out there, simple phone calls, simple texts, and these have turned out to be important tools that have at least marketed this campaign from Busitema to Mbale campus, from Mbale campus to Arapai campus, from Arapai campus coming back to Palisa campus. From Palisa, we reached to Namasagari campus, and at least we closed up in Nagwangera campus, making a number of 6 that make up Busitema University. In this work, we have embraced an anthem. This anthem has turned out to be a song that has been sung in each and every corner of Busitema, in Namasagali, in each and every single corner that I have mentioned before you, dear listeners. And this anthem has actually evolved into a song, as I've said, that is JOEL for GP. And in this anthem, we have been seriously saying that we are politically vaccinating the problems of Busitema. This simple idea came to me because personally, Busitema is still having challenges. These challenges can be worked on, and Busitema personally, I believe that it is not badly off. It is not badly off. Busitema is somewhere, but it is still lagging behind in its raw setting, in its Far East. It still needs to heal, and JOEL has the healing agenda for Busitema University. So throughout my campus time, I've served as the reigning Holds chairperson of Nyerere. When I was in my first year, I served as the speaker of my church, the SDA church, and throughout my service, I've actually brought positive changes, and these are changes I'm willing to manipulate. In my time of leadership, I've personally embraced leadership of integrity, leadership of accountability, leadership of inclusiveness, and consultative leadership, and sustainable leadership, most importantly, because of the time that is always abnormally small in the office of 1 year. So we have actually branded the vision of our campaign being a simple vision, and that is to embrace partnership. Mark that word, partnership of the guild. Let us move out of the slumber. The guild, this time round, we are going to make it at least more of a partnership body. And going further, we are going to make our guild at least more of innovative, more of researching, and at least also we are going to be targeting economic expansion of our guild to at least have freedom of doing and creating more positive changes, so that at least we don't have this song of there is no fund, there is no funds, there is no funds. We are going to go further to emphasize autonomy of our Busitema Guild, independency of our Busitema Guild, and trust me, if we head further economic expansion, if we head further inclusiveness, as I have mentioned, I'm emphasizing these important points because these are time drivers that are going to take us to where we are heading to. Thank you so much. Unveiling our manifesto, unveiling our plan, unveiling our promise, which is pragmatic, is actually the healing agenda that encompasses major pillar tenets that I'm yet to unveil to the Busitema community and to everyone listening and watching to this great urban TV. Starting with a very important priority pillar tenet being the academics, because I believe each and every student out there has come to Busitema, to get that paper in whatever course that you want to, maybe that dream course that you wanted maybe to attain, or the career you wanted to chase in your life. Previously, if we look back, if we take maybe an eye back, we had a former guild president by the names, this is President Emeritus Tabu Richard, and in his reign, at least, there was a policy of the surcharge, whereby if a student had taken a little bit of more time, normal time, to pay that tuition, there was a charge, like a fine, a surcharge, an additional price that would be put onto that tuition, which was simply unfair. And personally, I would give credit to him and his efforts into at least overturning and revising this policy, which was okay. But as we still face and as we still cry because of some unfair tuition policies, like the fixed tuition policy, whereby you have to pay 100% of the tuition policy. This is a policy which is only fair to the well-off, and being a rural setting university set up in the eastern Uganda, enacted into existence by the Parliament of Uganda, to at least reach out to the local people, to reach out to the communities that are rural. Personally, I believe these are people who are not so much well off. And if you have a fixed policy of 100%, I believe it is only fair to those who have money. And yet, the traditional policy, the main reason of Busitema existing is reaching out to those who are struggling, those who are still earning a meal a day, those who are still at least having maybe to survive because of the season of agriculture. And at least we have such students in Busitema. If you, within you people who are watching out there, you know how your parents struggle to raise that tuition to keep you in school. And that is...
Let me just ask something here.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you short. In short, I would want to understand, how do you want them to pay the fees? You don't want them to pay 100%. You don't want them to be charged. So how do you want them to pay? Exactly.
It is very simple. It is very simple. I don't want them not to pay. At least I've been sharing this in the open air, encompassing all the 6 campuses. I've said it is fixed. It is fixed.
So how do you want them?
100%. My simple proposal is that let us make it a little bit flexible. If a student at least has shown consistency, maybe that they are willing to pay, that is someone who is struggling out there, their parents, maybe whoever is financing them is struggling out there to raise and keep them in school. If they're willing maybe to raise a 60% of the tuition, at least some other universities have done that, to keep their students in school, to keep their students to do exams. This is reaching out to those who are not able at least to raise it then. But not being able to raise it by then, it doesn't mean that they won't pay it.
Okay.
They will pay it.
Okay.
So that the university can run its activities, but it is just giving them freedom, more time. So that is at least one vaccinated, and please trust me, we are getting more of the doses. Please don't dose. Stay alert. Heading to the second policy, and this is the discontinuing policy. Personally, I believe it is not fair that when a student fails a course unit, one course unit 3 times, this is the discontinuity, the discontinuation policy, whereby this policy arrests you and it is able to take you off your course. So when we head to this policy, JOEL has at least a plan for you, that it is not fair that if you fail this course 3 times and you're taken off your course, or like in Mbale, a new policy, if you cannot raise a 2.0 CGPA consecutively, you're going to be discontinued. This is sad news, and this is at least something that I believe is not fair. Because personally, there are different factors that come in to influence a student's performance. Different factors come in to at least influence how a student performs. There may be financial setbacks, there may be mental issues. You never know what happens behind this result that comes out of that person sitting for that.
Joel, as you summarize your manifesto?
So much. Yes, thank you so much. I am saying that let us at least take systematic measures to see how we can reach out to these people. These are people who are trying so much to get that course, to get that paper, and at least they be somewhere in this world. Let us start by giving them a little bit of guidance and counseling, giving them some maybe psychological stability. I've not seen happen in Busitema, and Joel has a plan for you. It is sickening to see that our dear brothers have been so discontinued, and right now in Mbale, something of that kind can still happen. Please let us watch out. Please, Joel has a plan for you, and there are more challenges in the academics. The delay of results is sickening.
Your last point,
and
Joel.
Also the students' portal. The students' portal being so much down and undermined, because you cannot tell me that for the years we've been, at least Busitema has been existing, the portal of a full university has not been functioning well, and we cannot upload students' marks there. Why and how much money do we need to invest in such a simple system, such a simple problem becoming a song time and again? Please let us note that. And Joel is willing to lobby. Joel is willing to dialogue with the administration to come to a clear plan. They should give us at least a clear time limit, that within this time something has to change. Within this time we are going to have this changing. We shall humbly demand for that, because it is you people who are going to send Joel the political vaccine. Thank you so much. Let me head to the second pillar tenet.
Is that your last one? Because you're eating into time.
Yes.
Oh, please,
I'm going to seriously summarize this one.
Yeah, summarize.
Don't be worried, sir. Let me vaccinate these people well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So, we're heading to the welfare. We have had unfortunate cases of theft, cases where students have had to lose some of their important gadgets. You know that if you're in school, you need a laptop. In school, you need a phone. You know how important it is. And many of you have fallen victims of maybe the negligence of our security. We've had we had theft and burglaries. We've had attacking students. We've seen that happen. Students have fallen victim. We've had rapes, which is so unfortunate to our dear ladies and future mothers of our future kids. It is so ashamed that a community can still be undermined. Please don't allow to be undermined. Joel Nasasida is willing to at least look around with a clear plan and a solution, advocating for more security lights, advocating for more deployment of soldiers. I've seen soldiers at least being deployed on our primary campuses. That is main campus, that is Nagongera and Arapai. We have soldiers here. Why don't we step up the deployment, at least to see that nights are safer with students in and out campus, that at least streets are safer, even moving at night, feeling safe, protected by armed men by your side. I believe we shall not have rapes happen. We shall not have pan attacks.
In 5 seconds.
Happen, please, like 1 minute. Thank you so much.
5 seconds.
So, please, we shall at least head further to our another very important point, which is the students' health in Busitema. Throughout the 6 campuses, no single campus has a fair health system. We can start from simple things, that is being the sick base. We can go to the important things also. Everything is important, but think of a campus like Nagongera without an ambulance, with a population of over 1,000 plus students. A campus like a rabbi of over 2,000 students without a single ambulance. This is how far our health system has been undermined, and I believe we can lobby more for this important.
I'm afraid, Joel, I'm now going to cut you short. Yeah, your time has passed. But at least I've understood that you're going to improve their health system. They have picked that, right? Yeah, because you know, because of interest of time, I ask that you try to keep your manifesto a little bit short so that it fit into 8 minutes. And I'm going to go to Marcel. He's been so calm. It looks like he has a blast that is about to happen, because he's busy. Like, okay, these guys are talking. So we're expecting to hear from him. Marcel, it's okay. You can also remove your mask so that the microphone can pick you so well, and the people who are going to vote for you can actually identify you and vote for you. Let's hear what you have to say. Why do you think that all the 6 campuses should elect you as their leader, of student affairs?
Thank you so very much, Bwana Moderator, Mr. Darren. Very, very importantly tonight, ladies and gentlemen, all those streaming us live from your various vicinities, those watching us on television, the Busitema fraternity, the Uganda as a whole, those elsewhere, as I'm so certain, Urban TV is an international media, and there are so very many other people outside there watching us from different other locations. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking to you is I, JOEL Marcel, a year 3 student of Water Resources Engineering from the Faculty of Engineering. Going forward, therefore, brings me very, very importantly to what we've been nurturing over time, the agenda we've always sounded to the so many lots of Busitema University students. The different other faculties, multi-faculty as it seems, I want to appreciate all the 180 signatories that were responsible for my nomination, and of course the many more that were still willing. I must appreciate you people in your various capacities, wherever you are now. Bravo to you. Very, very most importantly is again that I would like to thank the Almighty God for always rendering us journey mercies from campus to campus. Busitema campuses are located in different other locations, but in the eastern region of Uganda. Different districts, but still within the eastern region of Uganda. I take pride in introducing to you Busitema University, a university that was on the 25th of this very month, visited by the first Deputy Prime Minister when she came to launch our 4 megawatt power solar plant. I also want to remind the entire public that Busitema University took pride in harnessing position #1 in the online chess competitions that were held across Africa. I give gratitude to those ladies wherever you are. I recognize your potential. And as the next guild, we would like to take pride in recognizing you. Friends, straight away to what has been the song of the day, straight away to what we've nurtured over time is our 4-point program. Very, very vividly is the issue of policy review in Busitema University. First and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, is the retakes policy under which our university operates. There is a sense in which Busitema as a university includes that when you have a retake, or rather when you gather up a retake in a single course unit more than 3 times, you stand to be discontinued from university. As the 13th Guild government, we are saying no. We can borrow leave from what our other institutions are doing. Lately, we have UBT embraced these two. The very first of this is, 1, if I am the student, I am placed before a panel of lecturers that orally ask me questions on matters regarding that course unit. If I can ably reply to those matters, then I simply understand it. A case in point on as to why I'm referring to this is a reference example of a student who has been in university so far for 8 years, yet is pursuing a 4-year career course. Many, when you go to the underlying bottlenecks, reasons being is that, he drives his own car, and there are these lecturers that don't drive, and therefore drive bias on him. We are saying that as a 13th Guild government, we can strike a balance through those 3 options. That option #2, ladies and gentlemen, is that if I can't orally present myself before the panel of lecturers, then I go hands-on, that I'm a student at the Arapai Best Campus, and I'm doing animal sciences. If I can go hands-on to, underlying the bottlenecks of this course unit, go hands-on and tangibly prototype something, then I simply understand the course unit, and therefore the retake is cleared. Option number 3 is that if I am a bachelor student, yes, then at least instead of chasing me from university without any transcript, without any paper, without any document, then at least a student is awarded with a diploma. Yes, that if this is a master's student, then we have this operate in several other institutions. This student is awarded with a master's in philosophy, and if not, a postgraduate diplomas. This is what we are advocating for. If a student is a diploma student, then at least such a student is awarded with a certificate other than being chased away. Most of these are private students, which I personally hail under. And yes, we understand the trauma that we go through in ensuring that we get ourselves to institutions of higher learning. And yes, very, very many other cases back there, but most importantly is that we need to double check on this policy. Ladies and gentlemen, straight away going to our next point in the agenda, in the 4-point program under policy review, is the issue of infrastructure development in Busitema University. We are speaking about 6 faculties, the Arapai campus, that is the most populated of the 6, and of course generates the highest revenue for the university. And what are we talking about this? Can we have everything match the population of the students? What about the Nagongara campus, the second populated? Look at the infrastructure development in these campuses. Do they scale up to the total number of students in these campuses? What about the services inside there? Do they scale up to the total number of students in these campuses? We are speaking about the Namasagali campus. Well, we all understand that it's the least populated campus in Busitema University, but of course, lately, it's been the most undermined. It's been the most ignored. We are saying that under the 13th Guild government, that under the Marcel government, that under the local man's government, we want to extend most of these services to these campuses. Ladies and gentlemen, we speak about Mbali campus here that has had a faculty building so far raised for the past 7 years for reasons that are tangibly not explainable to us. But if I can ably mention it out, this is a building that has so far lasted that time, and 200 million Uganda shillings is channeled from the university budget each and every academic year towards facilitating this building. We are saying that as the 13th Guild government and under the Article 13 or Part 6, Clause 30 of the Wonsa Book of 2018 that mandates for we, the students, to counterbalance with those different other bodies, to lobby in different other sectors. We are saying that we want to strike a balance and increase our revenue basket as Busitema University, and thereby striking the issue of infrastructure development in this university. Ladies and gentlemen, we are speaking about the next and rather the most uncertain policy that I feel when I get immediately into government must be cross-checked in Busitema University. The issue of the death policy in this university, ladies and gentlemen. I'll refer you so very closely to an example of a student that got adverse issues. Yes, she was under the care of fellow students for a period of about five days, specifically in Bari Referral Hospital, Masava Wing. Yes, this lady was there and the financial bills were being met by fellow students. But Friday that time we became financially constrained because I was part of the students that were also in charge of this. We decided to reach out to the faculty dean of this specific campus, explaining to him the constraints that we are undergoing through our students. Yes, he ably and visibly told us that meanwhile your concern is very right. I would also like to make it known to you, which is very true, that our university shall stand in for a student. They shall provide 1 million Uganda shillings and a coffin for that student when that student dies, but not when we critically needed it. I was so touched by that, ladies and gentlemen, and we are saying that in the next 13th GIL government, which I'm certain is coming through under Marcel, in the next few hours, we need these policies double-checked and cross-checked. Friends, I go and speak to you on our next point on the 4-point program, the issue of accountability. That yes, we are speaking about this particular issue of accountability, and most of our GIL accounts run on a budget that most of us do not know of. We pay development fee, we pay medical fee, mention them, but I will assure you, you'll get into a GIL government, you will get out, but still not understand how most of these things act. I'll refer so very closely to the government students of this university that if you made research, ladies and gentlemen, the Busitema University government students are the least paid students in most of these universities in Uganda. They earn a penny of 4,500 shillings for non-residents and 4,000 for resident students. Yes, the reasons are very, very clear. That when Busitema University was instituted in 2007, under the Universities and Tertiary Institutions Act of 2006, you realize that the mother or the primary campuses of Busitema were the Faculty of Engineering Busitema campus, the Arapai campus and the Nagongara campus, most of which are located in the rural settings of Busitema University. Yes, this was to impact so much on the rural communities, despite the academic pursuit that we're on to there. Yes, so back there in 2007, we are saying that 4,500 shillings for a student by that time was very enough, because cooking oil was simply 100 Uganda shillings. But ladies and gentlemen, we are speaking about 15 years down memory lane, 2022. The costs of living have changed. We have mothered other state campuses, like the Mbale campus that is at the heart of Mbale town. We are speaking about the Palisa campus that is at the heart of Palisa town. We are speaking about the Namasagali campus that is at the far extreme of Kamuli. Yes, we need this policy revised and double-checked, but I also want to remind you government students that the matter is not only within the constraints of Busitema as a university. These are matters that we need to look through in as far as lobbying and questioning in the Parliament of Uganda is concerned. Your president, your guild president is in position to do this, but ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you that an informed guild president like Marcel is better placed to do this. I'll go straight to our other next point in the 4-point program, the issue of sports development. The issue of sports development, ladies and gentlemen. I also still continue to take pride in reminding you that our ladies were able to triumph through to win the chess competitions that were online held. Yes, in Africa, that we do not take it for granted. But I am a fellow sportsman who champions in playing football and rugby specifically for Busitema University. But ladies and gentlemen, the courtesy reminder is that we need to work on this issue. I am so very glad that we already have a chairperson Games Union. And I want to assure you, the dear fraternity of Busitema University, that we plan to strike a balance. Lately, on the 4th of January this very year, I wrote a headed paper to the National Council of Sports, yes, Lugogo, telling them of the standards of the state of sports in Busitema University. Because the only unifying factor in these 6 faculties is sports. That if you do not constitute on our sports, then most of us shall have a long talk to go, a long way to go, to even know what the other faculties are going through. I wrote a council requisitioning for this equipment, and I want to reassure you, ladies and gentlemen, that this matter is being followed so very closely by the person I went through, Honorable Cecilia. And yes, we are certain that even though it doesn't come now, because it's a government issue, they will still come. We want to better the sports of Busitema University. We want to cross-check on the policies concerning sports in Busitema University. And yes, when I sit in University Council, when these policies come across, sportsmen outside there, I want to assure you sportsmen and women by the outside there, I want to assure you that I, Marcel Eniro, shall stand for you. The issue of security, and the very last point in our 4-point program, ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost is that I would like to stand in solidarity with a Year 1B student at Nagongera campus, Chitale Ivan, who was recently knocked down by a drunk boda man on his way to the Nagongera campus when he was coming from the trading center. Ladies and gentlemen, it was so unfortunate when I visited this young man in Bali, in Tororo Main Hospital. Yes, he sustained fractures here and there, but he is sounding, he is live, he is moving on. He is not the only case of security. I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, of the paga cuttings that still took place in Nagongera in 2019. We stand in solidarity with that team. I also stand in solidarity with the students at Namasagali campus, specifically the ones who hail at the boys' halls of residence.
1 minute.
Yes, that you have to trek through from campus to here on dark moments, in dark times, just to reach out where I reside. Friends, in the 13th Guild government, we want to strike a balance. We want to ensure that at least security lights are installed in most of these places to ensure for monitoring. Because trust me, the case of a snake bite in 2019 in Busitema campus would not happen if only lights were installed in these pathways. Yes, we appreciate the 4 megawatts, and these are some of the things that we need to scale up to look forward. In a brief submission, ladies and gentlemen, is that has been the local man's agenda. That has been what we are nurturing over time. I want to remind you that as a student, I took foot in Busitema University in the year 2018, studied Busitema here and there, led in several other positions, but lately I president the Busitema University Water Resources Engineering Students Association. Call the students at Faculty of Engineering, ask them about Marcel. They will remind you that he is hardworking, that he channels, that he does all it takes to ensure that things happen. Yes, we are saying that we decided to even look more further than just presidenting an association, but it's an association that binds all the alumni and the students continuing in that university. Yes, it binds all, brings them to the same cohort and speak one language. I want to remind you that we have done this, ladies and gentlemen, and I want to extend our leadership skills even to Busitema as a campus, Busitema as a university, but most importantly, Uganda and the world at large. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Marcel Eniro, the local man.
We've had long speeches from this gentleman here and telling you, giving you their manifestos as to why that whoever is home in the hostels out there, why you should go out. You said on Wednesday to go out and cast your vote and choose the kind of leadership that you want. But like I said, Nicholas, my co-host, the other side, has we have actually an audience, and in that audience, Nicholas, I want one person per candidate. That means 3 people, the first 3 people, but each belonging to any of the other candidates, to ask a question. Then when I come back the next cycle, the other 3 will be able to ask the question. So you can choose for me the first 3 people, but from different candidates, and then they should ask any of the candidates, they can direct any of the questions to any of the candidates here, any question there. So Nicholas, please get me some people to ask questions. Okay. So I hope the next person will not be from the same camp as you, right? Okay. So you can tell us your name, and then you can go on with your question. Let it not be so long. Please keep it short. Huh?
Okay. Thank you so much, co-host and the moderator. Thank you, the Guild presidential aspirants and fellow colleagues around. My name is Emmanuel Omara from Faculty of Health Sciences. I've listened critically to all the 3 presidential candidates, and actually I had a question for each of them. Yes. So the first question goes to the first candidate, that's the man who says one for all and all for one. Whatever he talked about was kind of things that we don't believe that it is not true in Busitema University. So between the other two remaining candidates, that's Marcel and Joel, according to him, if he's not a selfish leader, who would he take to be the guild president of Busitema? The second question goes to Joel Nasasira. He has been a leader in the church and other associations as well. I believe that it has made him learn some of the key aspects of leadership. I would like him to perhaps share with us how he would exchange some of the key things he learned from his association leadership to Busitema leadership, and how he would handle the idea of accountability of the Busitema Guild so well. Then to candidate Marcel.
Very few seconds,
Yes.
A few seconds.
Candidate Marcel, you've talked about so many problems that I've hardly picked any solution to all of those problems. I just want to be sure that you are also a solution-oriented candidate. My question to you is, supposing Busitema University gets an opportunity to form partnership of any company, just for simplicity, let's say Coca-Cola, how would you, in less than a minute, convince them that you are actually, whatever you're going to do for Busitema is good enough, and to convince them to give you a partnership that you had longed for? Thank you.
So the next person who's asking questions, please, 1 minute. 1 minute. Who is the other person? Okay. Your name, and then go straight to the questions and the person you're asking.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Adong Jeremiah Odinga, student of Busitema University, Faculty of Engineering. My question, the first question goes straight to Honorable Joel Nasasira. You talked about the bigger projects, but I really want to inquire from you first and foremost to outline for me one of the projects that is currently running in the guild, and the one that is being managed by the guild. And then two, I really want you to come out for me with some of the management skills that you are going to run these bigger projects, because personally I've been at the main campus where they set up some projects like Guild Canteen, but I think it ended up at the grading stage. So I really want you to come to outline some skills. Then two, the second question will go to all candidates, and this is about our health. You realize that our clinics, the health sector, they are really down. I really wonder what it could take a university, what costs really university, the cost of like carrying out the test, because you realize even a high school can have malaria test kits, but at university you have to first go and test for malaria outside and then come out. Then the question is, how are you people going to manage this and see that the university come to a level that is even higher than the high school? Thank you.
Okay, Nicholas, the last person, not the last person, but the last for the last bunch. Yeah. Finally, we have a lady to say something. Keep it 1 minute.
My name is Amodia Emily Oisa, a student of Badisa Campus, Faculty of Management Sciences. This question goes to Honorable Nasasira Joel. How will you balance our ability to have a more participatory democracy with a need for effective decision making and revision of policies at Busitema University? And being a student of engineering, how are you going to benefit other students from different faculties? How will you develop Busitema in all various ways?
Okay, thank you so much. The questions from us. So when I come back the next round, it's the others who are going to answer. So guys, keep it 2 minutes, please. 2 minutes. You know, let's not exceed 2 minutes when answering our questions. So the first question went to you, Conrad. You can answer your questions.
Yeah, he said that what I talked seemed not to be true. The balls you kick in Nagongera, you borrow from villagers. Is it true? In Nagongera campus, have you ever seen a cultural gala? In Nagongera campus, is the sick day working? in Nagongera campus, do you have the results for last semester? In Nagongera campus, are all students able to get the marks and there are cases of missing mark? In Nagongera campus, do you get the IDs within 1 year or semester? In Nagongera campus, do you have enough infrastructures? Is your library working? Do you have enough internet to help you do research and other things? For those who are doing agriculture in Nagongera, there are some who say they cannot even differentiate biodiesel from rubberling illustrator. These are all things that are in place. So I think when people are asking a guild presidential candidate, personally I need bigger question, not just questions. Not just a mere question.
Fine, you can go to another question. Someone asked all of you a question.
How can you handle the health sector that the university health units cannot test even malaria? I think this is one of the things we have highlighted, and we say despite paying the medical fees, you find that the university cannot, actually it is down, and they are not giving this. In Palace I went, they said you can go and test from out like he told you. In Arapa, you might not even get Panadol in the sick bay. But then as a guild president, we have the Office of Dean of Students that is responsible for the welfare of the students. Okay. This office should help us to see that the sick bay or the health system is equipped to handle at least the emergencies and the first aid as someone wishes to seek for medical attention.
Is that what, are those the questions that were asked?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Marcel, then you had some questions there. One of them still concerned the healthy issue. So you can go ahead. 2 minutes, please.
Responding to Comrade Emmanuel O'Mara, supposing Busitema University gets an opportunity to partner with Coca-Cola, or companies like Coca-Cola, how will I ensure or convince them at a better place to get onto these partnerships? First and foremost, this brings me to the point that I've been yearning to talk about. The issue of taking use of utilizing the land at Busitema University. This is an eastern-based university that has a lot of disbanded land here and there. We are saying that if we strike a balance with these companies, we are going to first identify, or rather make them, give them a guarantee that we have land for development, for any source of development. Talk about Coca-Cola as a company. This is a company that's going to aim at advertising its products, and therefore advertising and selling. So we can make a better use of the university disbanded land. Secondly, my brother, is that I intend to improve the face of our guild, you know, such that we can begin to judge a book by its cover. You look at our guild offices at the different faculties in Busitema University. If I hosted a visitor, a national visitor from national media, from national other sources, from these companies that you're talking about, apparently as it stands, maybe they would begin to judge a book by its cover. But we are saying that if we did give a better bargain, if we did strike up this, if we did visualize, improve the standard structure of our guild offices in the different faculties, ladies and gentlemen, then we can be better blessed.
Thank you so much, guys. Keep time in mind. The people who are watching you will be sleeping at exactly midnight, so we want to make sure that we finish within that time. You had several questions actually, and for that reason, let me give you 2 minutes still. I have to be fair. 2 minutes. Find a way of responding them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moderator. Once again, it is Joel Nasasira, the political vaccine. Thank you so much for the wonderful questions. I deeply appreciate. I've been a leader, that is true, in my church, the SDA Church. This is a church that runs on morals and values, and it grooms you from the young state to be at least a decent leader. That is one. To be a humble and dedicated person. That is two. To be very, very accountable. At least never taking what is yours. These are some of the few simple things that I believe that if integrated and incorporated into a bigger post, we can at least enjoy the services of JOEL in Busitema and in the 6 campuses. So for the issue of accountability, it was part of our pillar tenets that we also need to seriously vaccinate. We have a simple plan that for the first time in Busitema, we shall at least have the State of Busitema University address that will focus more on the budget and how we shall be spending in all the 6 campuses. This will give you an insight. This will give you an eye within your guild. This is your guild, not mine. The guild is a student's body, and the guild under the Constitution, Article 3, it is to protect and at least reserve your rights. Thank you so much. Going to the next question. Busitema University, I believe if we get to the sources of the expenditures, the sources of the finances within the Constitution, one of them is at least creating profits, generating profits from the projects. Well, I mentioned something about economic expansion, and personally, we have capitalized more on the 100 million given to the guild. It is time to stop that old song of there is no money. We actually, first of all, he asked something about the current projects being run, and I'm so thankful, and actually he made my work easy by answering himself, talking about the guild canteens, because it is the project that has been run by the guild, renovating and creating more guild canteens. Thank you so much. But personally, the management skills as a manager, as a president, as the overseer, you have to embrace teamwork. You have to embrace so much of accountability, transparency. If these projects are to be a success, you have to be so much honest. And as I've said that from my church, I've been groomed to be a very honest person, to not take what is not mine. Thank you so much. Clinics are so much down.
Joel, your time concern.
Thank you so much.
Running up.
That is a big and a serious concern.
I'm giving you 30 seconds.
I said that this is something that we need to change and empower. Our health system is down. JOEL, at least the political vaccine, is seriously proposing for a special ministry of health. These cries have been there year in, year out. It is time. You can even imagine a university with the faculty of health sciences without a special ministry of health. I believe with this ministry,
I'm afraid
our plan, we shall have a voice at the IGRC. We shall have a minister.
I'll have to cut you short, Joel.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to cut you short because of time. Can I take the next round? Nicholas, the people who did ask the questions should be the people asking the questions now. But keep it 1 minute, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My name is Edison. I'm pursuing a bachelor's in education languages, English and literature in English. My first question goes to candidate Joel Nansasira. I want you to elaborate basically what you're going to do about the visibility of the university. I come from Windiwujo, and you will never hear Busitema in the villages and some other parts of this country. What do you intend to put in place to make sure that Busitema, the university, is known? And then number 2, on research and innovation. We have students who have come up with very amazing projects, very amazing research projects that can create very positive solutions to the problem faced by this country. But some of these projects have not been known. How do you intend to work on that, research and innovation? My last question goes to candidate Engiro Marcel. We know that you won yourself an endorsement from Guild President Emeritus, Omari Patrick, and we know how much his government was so much compromised to keep silent on very critical matters affecting the welfare of the students in Busitema University. If you go through as the Guild President of Busitema University, what do you intend to do different to make sure that your guild is not compromised as well, to keep silent on critical matters affecting the students' welfare?
Thank you. Thank you so much for that question. Let's move to another person. Please note down, Joel and Marcel, note down those questions, please. Okay. Let me have your question.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ngarone Titus.
Sorry about that. Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ngarone Titus, Faculty of Engineering, pursuing a bachelor's degree of Polymer Textile Industry Engineering. I just have a few questions that for me to ask one, but these things are very critical.
Okay.
First and foremost, to candidate JOEL Conrad. You gave us very many aspects of things that could be done and couldn't be done, but we believe our university runs on policy. In all your speech, you didn't give us a policy that could help us run the very many things you talked about, and I believe therefore, I was praising that you give us a justifiable policy now we shall be running activities. To Joel, we talked about the fixed tuition policy. Now, the fixed tuition policy, that's not it being a fixed tuition policy. We understand that in all policies that we have as a university, they're all adjustable. The question is, what alternative policy do you have to offer to the students that will be able to give them hope in the light of darkness? Moving forward, you talked about discontinuation. You say discontinuation is bad, and you all agree it is bad. But then, what alternative policy do you have in mind that can counteract what the discontinuation? Then you talked about the Ministry of Health.
Oh, your questions are so many.
No, I'm
okay.
That's why I'm right.
All right.
So when you talk about the Ministry of Health, currently at Busitema University we have welfare secretaries. Why not empower the existing welfare secretaries who have the burden of looking after the health of the students so they can be able to have better way of managing the students instead of creating another unnecessary Ministry of Health other than empowering the already existing leaders? And finally, to all the candidates, we all believe that these candidates have come out with very many aspects that they seek to solve. What aspect in the current guild that is handing over to you do you believe is necessary that you can build on, and what wrong thing do you believe as the next guild president you rectify first? Thank you.
Yeah, those are very tough questions. I hope that they have the answers there. The lady is right behind you. I hope she also brings fire.
Thank you so much, Moderator. I am called Maria Joyce.
Okay.
A student of Busitema University at campus, pursuing the bachelor's degree of science in agriculture. My first question goes to Mr. Ngiro. He talked about his 4 policies and his goals and accountability, and I'm more concerned about Eugenics policy. He talked about a student who has come to do a bachelor's degree, and instead of going empty-handed without a certificate, he takes up a certificate maybe of diploma. And most of these students are being financed by their parents, so they must be accountable to their parents. What will a student of bachelor's go and tell a parent who went to study
a bachelor's and went back with a certificate? That's an interesting one.
Number 2, my question goes to, I think all of them, they talked about security, and most importantly, Joel and Njiro talked about deploying more, Joel talked about deploying more security men, and then Njiro talked about security lights. I come from Arapai campus, and recently they deployed security men, I think around 2 or 3. If we are talking about security lights, we have got security lights from campus to hostel, but safety cases are still occurring. What other things are they thinking about deploying security men about the lights so that the security
Is that your last question? I hope so. Okay, fine. Let me start, I think, with Conrad out there. Please, 2 minutes only, yeah? Keep it 2 minutes and look into that camera there.
Yeah, my questions are very simple. What we are talking of here majorly is the guild, and students' guild is matters concerning students' affairs. So it is not necessary that everything must come in policy. For example, if we are putting cultural gala, do we need to have a policy for it? If we are going to improve health, do we need to have a policy? So these are things that need tactful handling and approach to the administration. Okay. What aspect is necessary for me to build on from the current guild? First of all, this current guild had started a multi-million project. It is in the plan that they wanted to construct the apartment for rentals so that it can generate money for the guild. When I was giving my submission, I said, as the guild, for us to make change from what is happening, we need a vibrant projects that can generate money for the guild, not seeing only the membership contribution. And that is why people will continue to cry, no money, no money. What bad thing? I think they have served in online service. We didn't see very many tangible things.
Okay, so that's it? Okay, yeah. Marcel, Please keep it 2 minutes, and that's your audience there right there.
Thank you very much, Edison Masereka. Responding to your question of winning myself an endorsement from the GP Emeritus, and how do I intend to counter that, since he had a lot of corruption issues here and there in his government. Thank you very much, my friend. Responding to that, as a matter of fact, I want to assure you that Uganda as a country and Busitema as a university have in place anti-corruption acts. The act under which you are amending the Guild President Emeritus is what I'm not certain of, but me as the incoming Guild President will assure you that as it states in Article number 10, Part 4, subsection H of the Guild Constitution, that I, the Guild President, shall be the executive head or signatory to all the financial transactions in the Guild. Honest, humble, and transparent as I am, I want to reassure you that my government can never have such adamant issues. Thank you very much. The aspects necessary to build on the current Guild, that is from Titus Ngabirano, very, very important, is that I would like to appreciate the current Guild for the innovations they've done, even in these trying COVID times. We have lately the Guild website that we take pride in, but of course, most importantly, is that we want to institute on the idea of Guild canteens that the current Guild has been instituting in place, and we want to work forward to ensure that we make it come to what? To pass. Thank you very much. Yes, what is that I'm thinking beyond?
You have 30 seconds.
Thinking beyond deploying security men and lights. Yes, my point was emphasizing mostly on the non-resident students in most of these campuses. I want to scale up a balance. Generally understand that the non-resident businesses are for, private entities. But we also understand the fact that these businesses can only be businesses when our students are residents. So I want to reassure you that for hostels that are a radius of about 2 kilometers away from university, we want the hostel owners to provide for means of transportation for these students to and from their places of residence.
Okay, I think Joel, I hope you were done because of time. I'm afraid I will have to stop there. 2 minutes, please. You have them.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. A question from Brother Meseoka about the visibility of the university. It is true and a fact that the Busitema has done so much hiding in the East. It is true, and even maybe at a little bit of time you may find yourself in a scenario looking for a job, someone asking you, where is Busitema? Joel, the vaccine has a plan for you, and we are going to at least market the image of Busitema. Like I'm saying that we are going to start with empowering the research that we have and the innovations that we have in the university. We are going to at least look further than keeping and burying these research and innovations, this content, putting it in the workshops and letting it rot from there. Looking further, publishing this content. I've seen this happen. These are strong media personalities. If we call on to them, they can publish our research and innovations, and this can change the image of Busitema. We can show the world what we, the people of Busitema, can do, that we are made of smart and at least dedicated students who can at least go and solve very many problems out there on the job market. So heading further,
your 30 seconds.
Heading further to the tuition policy from my brother Ngabirano. Maybe he was a little bit not attentive when I was articulating and vaccinating this tuition policy.
Vaccinated in 25 seconds. Very clear that we need to make it flexible, please, flexible. I mean that if a student can at least raise 60%, I'll repeat it for you, my brother, because I
care about you so much, and I am here to at least vaccinate that policy once again.
That is,
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Heading to the last question.
No, Joel, your time has run out. I need to be very fair to everyone here, and we just have about 5 minutes to close this show, and I'm just going to request, and I apologize because of that, because I'll give you another opportunity some other time when you come back, probably, if you're still at campus. That will make time. Nicholas, I want you to give me the administrator. I just want to ask the administrator just one question in a minute or two, a few responses that I need to get from him about this whole process here. I see he has a wonderful book, probably has all the notes. In 1 minute, please, Mr. Administrator, I want you to take us through the process of election that is going to happen on Wednesday.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Moderator. And I want to thank my guild presidents. Thank you for showing the world that, yeah, at Busitema, this is the cream that we are bringing. So all of them, for me, I know they are potential candidates. Whoever will go through, we shall work with. However, in Busitema, we, as a university, the policy of giving the students their freedom is at high. That's why you see the guild is independent. We organize, actually you see there is an electoral commission who is also a student. He's the one who is managing the whole process. For us, we are just at the back, just watching and guiding. So the whole process started, the roadmap started on 4th of January. And now we are going to end. We had some hiccup a bit, but we have already sorted. We would have voted yesterday, but we are going to vote on Wednesday. That is the 2nd of this month. And we are going virtual. We are going, actually, the students are going to go virtual because of the innovation at the university. We have to go virtual. However, we shall do blended also. For those one who are still dragging, they don't want to change. I know with the time change is going to change them. We shall also do some physical. But the major voting is going to do virtual. So we are very ready, and everything is going to go on very well. Facilitated and managed by the students. At Busitema, the Electoral Commission is constituted by the ICGRC, and it is the students themselves who carry out the election. Yeah, I want to thank you very much, the management of Urban TV, and all people who are watching us. I cannot end this show without greeting our dear Vice Chancellor, who is none other than Professor Wako, who is, I believe he's now watching us. But also I want to make this, that Busitema is visible, because now we are number 6 in the country. We are number 6. Yes, we are number 6 from number 9. And also I want to tell our contestants that sometimes they are not informed. Our students are well trained. The practicals are very good. He's just alleging that they cannot make.
Administrator, I'll have to cut you short from that because of interest of time.
We have also got procured a machine for testing. Actually, it is there, so it is going to be rolled to all campuses. So he's not informed. That's why he's deceiving the whole country.
You will allow me to cut you short from that because of time.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, the team who have come. And I want to say, next time when we come in, you welcome us.
All right.
And you're also welcome to Busitema University.
We shall come definitely when you invite us on the right time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for people who have been watching us. But the most important thing that I maybe want to put across to the candidates is that you need to look into the issue that is affecting the girls, which is called sex for marks. It's very rampant. Look at how whoever will win this, please make sure that these girls get the right marks and they don't get them out of favor, out of sleeping their way into getting the marks. It's something that we're trying to fight across the country, and I hope that you will handle that issue. The view of Urban, I want to say thank you so much for being with us from the hour of 6 a.m. when we started our programming to right now as we go to midnight here. But don't forget that at 6 a.m. again, we shall be returning with Rush Hour. Myself, I'll be here with Miles, Ramiti, and Charlotte to take you to the other programming there. I want to say thank you so much. May the best candidate win. Busitema University, you know what to do on Wednesday. Go and vote your candidate. Let me say good night. And from the chairs of the crowd here, just say goodbye to everybody.